All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I stealing your intro? Oh, no. That's terrible.
Come back up today.
Cool. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and those of you joining us online. In case you're not aware, this is our last Love the Lake speaker series for our 2025 program, and will most likely be our last Love the Lake speaker series coordinated by our education and outreach coordinator of more than 30 years, Ms. Colleen Hickey. And some of us were putting our heads together some time ago now, and to think about how we might recognize Colleen for our last Love the Lake speaker series with Colleen here. And we thought, what better way to do it than to have Colleen just do it herself? So here's Colleen. She and Mia. Mia is really the brains behind this really cool thing that we have put together, that they put together, Colleen and Mia, for you all tonight. That is a really awesome reflection and remembrance of some of the key points that, if any of you had attended to, all of our Love Lake series programs over the last 20 years, you may remember, or perhaps you just know from your day-to-day life. I'm going to pause there and turn it over to Colleen.
Great. Thank you, Eric. In case you don't know him, this is Dr. Eric Howe. He is the
Not important. Not important.
The Lake Champlain Baseball Program. He's been with us for 15 years. He just got his 15-year recognition. Former science coordinator. Come on in. So yeah, it's funny when I heard rumors that Ryan and Eric, so you're both there. I can call you each by your own name today.
Could have been a reversal. Yeah.
Said that I would do this. About 2 weeks ago, I woke up like at midnight going, this is not good. I'm going to take control of this program. So that's what we did. So the good news is that we have a number of seasoned Lake Champlain people spread around as well in the audience tonight. So for those of you who have been coming to this series over time, this is a good test of your knowledge for the last 20 years. But you have tremendous backup. And we're not going to do it in teams. We're going to do it in full audience participation. How's that? So it should be fun. And there is a goal here, because it was rumored many times to me that people came not to listen to the presentation, but to have dessert. So I think you learned more. I think you learned more than you thought you did. So let's test.
And left with a few extra calories when you arrived.
Yeah, this is actually our 87th Love the Lake program. And you have helped us eat more than 400 desserts.
Colleen, one quick question for you.
Yes.
How did we get started on the Love the Lake program?
Well,
Or is that in here?
That's in there. Okay, excellent question. Okay, you ready? There we go. So we developed 5 categories. He's going to pull up the game.
If I can figure out how to.
Under new teams.
There we go.
There we go.
Mhm.
Okay. So here are our categories: creatures, great and small, something's fishy, towards a healthier lake, boats and treasures, and let me tell you, because you know I always have a few things to say. Just comes with the territory. Okay, who wants to call out a question? So the deal is, make me call out.
Let's do boats and treasures for 100.
Okay, here we go. Doug Brooks, boat builder from Virgins, discussed the craftsmanship of building wooden boats on Lake Champlain. He brought one particular boat with him for his presentation. Tell me what you remember about this boat and why Addison County farmers used them. Elizabeth Lee, hand up.
Muskrat boats. Because they were waters real shallow in the creek and so forth.
Yeah, so these are flat bottom boats that farmers would use to go harvest muskrat who are destroying their crops. Excellent. Okay.
Yay!
Maritime Museum.
Okay. All right. Elizabeth, next question.
All right, small, big creatures great and small.
Wait, on this one, watch it on the video.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's our only trick. Okay, here we go. Bridget Butler, AKA Bird Diva, presented to our audiences 3 times. Bridget convinced our largest Love the Lake audience of 57 people to imitate the sound of an owl species, which inhabits the Lake Champlain watershed. And Eileen was here, that's why she's laughing. She remembers what this sounds like.
All right,
Which species do we sound like in this video clip?
let's see.
When we get to say lines, can you play that one more time?
Oh,
You
yeah.
were really good that night.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear it.
Right in the front row. The rest were all adults. Okay, here we go. Next question, Emma.
Something's fishy for 100.
Okay, here we go. In the early 90s, Lake Champlain Fish and Wildlife staff were not sure if this large bottom feeding fish still had a reproducing population in Lake Champlain. Enter Chet McKenzie, former fish and wildlife biologist, and his team who studied the trips to Lake Champlain, seeking signs of nesting habitat. Eventually, they found evidence of both viable males and females. Now that they struck gold, the field staff then began using a scientific technique to determine their spawning patterns. Tell me what that technique is called. So the fish is clearly what? And what did they do to see where those guys were traveling around? Laura?
Egg tracks?
Nope.
No? Pit tags.
They might have done that too, but tags. Yep, tags. What is tagging? Great. Julie?
Oh, here.
They go in my mouth there.
Oh, let me tell you 200, please.
200. Okay.
Me too.
There you
200.
More than 20 river and lake groups, conservation districts, land trusts, and others throughout the watershed work with communities, youth, college students, farmers, and homeowners to implement projects designed to improve our land and water resources. Hopefully, some of you have participated in these local activities. Please share 1 or 2 examples of community activities that benefit watersheds.
Riparian planting.
What's that?
Riparian planting.
Riparian planting, excellent. What's another one? One more.
What is water?
What is what? What's
World Water Days.
World Water Days? Oh, to draw attention to it. Excellent. Okay, very good.
Who's another voice? Somebody.
Another voice. Did somebody else have another example? BioBlitz, excellent. Okay, raise the blade. I see, you know, Streamwise was one that we held up as an example because one of our audience members is a Streamwise award winner, but he's not here tonight. And then helping aquatic visit. Okay, Karen, you want to-
Good.
Outreach staff from lake and river groups attempt to reach new audiences every year. Teams, what's that? Oh, okay, got it. Include the science team, the outreach team, the cultural heritage team. Instead of working within silos, we blend the information for our programs, encouraging new audiences to learn together, resulting in rich dialogues about lake issues. For example, the Portable Year of the Salmon exhibit moved to more than 30 locations over a 2-year period, including both cultural heritage and natural resource focused venues. Combining the history of the fish species and how people were working with the landscape and using resources at that time. More recently, we used the Artist in Residence program to extend lake information among art enthusiasts. Tell me what topics were highlighted at the Love the Lake program held in August 23 at the Isle of Man Preservation Trust Visitor Center at Goodsell Ridge Preserve. Yes.
Is it fair for me to answer this question?
No, but let's see if we'll come back to you, Madeline. This is supposed to be a clue.
Hmm.
Was anyone there for that one? Who were-
Yeah. Sound,
So we had what here? Music,
we have music and sounds.
sounds, and data. Okay, I'll come back to you now. With a chance. Okay, Eileen, let's pick.
We will do something fishy for 200.
Okay,
Alright.
Don Lee, Lake Champlain Chapter of Trout Unlimited, and John Kruger, longtime historian for all military battles on Lake Champlain. I didn't have a good title for John, so we ran. Both reported to our Love the Lake audiences that this fish species, Atlantic salmon, populated this particular river so heavily in the 1800s that horses were afraid to cross it. Please share the name of that river with us. Meg Mobley,
Saranac.
Saranac.
Woohoo.
Where were the Saranac people on that one? Excellent. Okay, Meg.
Let me tell you for 400. Yeah.
Here we go. The LCBP Education Outreach Chapter of our Management Plan Opportunities for Action identifies several different ways we incorporate learning for K-12 students. Now that meaning not necessarily based in program, but we, the larger community. While LCBP and our educational partners, including Shelburne Farms, Lake Champlain Secret, watch out for the phone, Lake Champlain Maritime Museum, the Community Sailing Center, ECHO, the Wild Center, and Lake Champlain Committee strive to reach individual students in classrooms. There is another avenue for creating a multiplier effect for how many students we reach in a given year. So, place-based teacher training is what we're talking about. This year alone, the Champlain Basin Education Initiative teacher cohort hosts 11 Vermont and New York educators. They currently teach a combined estimated 543 students. Over the next 5 years, tell me the approximate number of students who will be reached through these amazing teachers. There's always a math person in here. 5 now. 5. Wow, that's an excellent goal. Let's see what the answer is, Mia. There we go. 1,629 students. So the goal is like train the trainer, train the teacher. They can teach the world. Okay, next up. Rick.
Towards a healthier lake for 100.
Okay. The resource room at Echo Leahy Center for Lake Champlain. We got 2 staffers here, former staffers, truly exemplify a community partnership. LCBP utilizes Echo space to discuss efforts underway to improve our watershed, showcase cool pollution reduction efforts undertaken by local watershed groups like the Friends of the Winooski or the Bouquet, and helps Echo guests dive deeper into topics they've learned about during their visit. Resource room staff works diligently 7 days a week, encouraging visitors to take action steps, which reduce pollution, such as volunteering to plant trees or reducing salt in the neighborhood. To date, LCBP has greeted many guests. That number is now 185, 310, or 560,000. Give me your best guess. Logan.
310,000.
For you? Yes, no. What is 560,000? Here's another former staffer, Laura, who's with us today. So that's a lot. If we stay on those busy 200, 300 person days, that's a lot of niceness. And Echo is right there in the mix because we only see about 25 to 30% of Echo's visitors, which is a lot in our room that's no bigger than this floor space. Okay, here we go. Who did that one? Logan, yes. Okay, here we go. Andrew Sager, sailor and earth science educator who taught in Peru, New York, shared amazing stories of winter life on the lake. The boat pictured here was used by on Lake Champlain during winter months by crazy recreational users who like to travel very fast. Remind me what type of boat he brought to our program that night. Ice boat. Ice boat. There we go, Peter. Okay, what is an ice sailing boat or ice boat? Next pick, Peter.
Let me tell you.
There we go. Here we go. The Love the Lake presentations, you know this, began in 2005 in honor of former staff member who previously served as a longtime Vermont legislative rep for Grand Isle County. She was known for her love of family, life in general, and her competitive spirit in fighting for Lake Champlain's future. She fought hard for the removal of the Sandbar Causeway power poles when they suffered storm damage. ... And she would say, to enhance the entry view for the Champlain Islands, the beauty spot of Vermont. She would have loved the pairing of lake discussions and desserts, as she fondly remembered an elderly relative who always asked for a piece of both, please. And we certainly embrace that concept here. Tell me the name of this great lady.
Jane Putman.
Yay, wow, got group work on that one, okay.
And she ran a great bake shop.
Yes, she did. Great bait shop, here we go. Okay, who called that one out? Go ahead, Ken, go ahead.
Something's fishy 300.
Yeah, here we go. This cute little fish, a non-native invasive species, is knocking on Lake Champlain's doorstep. It's following a navigation path from the Hudson and Mohawk rivers to the Champlain Canal and eager to enter Lake Champlain. It also likes navigating northern reaches of the Richelieu River in Quebec, which connects to Lake Champlain. Though it looks similar to the native sculpin, there is a distinguishing characteristic that anglers and the public can use to differentiate the two species. Tell me what it is, and this is a clue, if you can't remember what this is. So what type of fish?
A round goby.
Yes. Tell me what it is. Oh, okay.
oh,
Got it. Okay. It's. What is it that distinguishes them? Ashley, you must do these in the lab. All right. It's like a little suction cup, and Meg Mobley has a little rubber one on her desk upstairs. We'll get it later. Okay, great. Okay. All right. Ashley?
Oh, sure, yeah, you know what, Boats and Treasures 500?
Okay.
Whoa.
This woman is a treasure to the North Country and Clinton County Historical Association. She has served as director for many years, helping to advise a large dedicated crew of creative volunteers. Examples of their collective projects include the Valcour Island Trail Guide. You can pick it up across the way here. The Docent Interpretation Program at the Valcour Island Lighthouse. An amazing reenactment of the Champlain Valley Suffrage Centennial Auto Tour. And digitizing thousands of historical photographs in the CCHA collections so that they are accessible to all. Tell me who this treasure is.
Helen Nurska.
Helen Nurska. All right. Who said that one? Okay, there you go, Rob. Okay, great lady.
Boats and treasures are
300. Chris Sabat and Art Cohen, the current and former directors of the Lake Champlain Maritime Museum, shared details about this vessel with our audience. It is a sister ship of the Philadelphia, which now is part of the permanent collection in the National Museum of American History in Washington, D.C. Tell me the name of this vessel, where it is currently located, and how it is connected to Lake Champlain.
Spitfire.
Oh, he's on fire now. Well, hey, you gotta finish the task. Where is it currently located? Bottom of the lake. And how is it connected to Lake Champlain?
Revolutionary War.
Okay, here we go. Answer. What is the Spitfire? The Spitfire is on the bottom of Lake Champlain. The Spitfire and the Philadelphia were vessels used by Benedict Arnold in the Battle of Valcour during the Revolutionary War. Okay. Rob, go ahead.
I can stay with the boats and treasures for 100.
Okay. All right. I want somebody to beat him on the answer to this question. You ready? The schooner Lois McClure is a replica 1862 sailing canal boat built between 2001 and 2004 by just 4 professional boat builders and 200 volunteers. It took 20,000 hours of building time over 2.5 years to create the vessel, which is modeled after 2 shipwrecks in Lake Champlain, the O.J. Walker and the General Butler. The vessel traveled to New York City, Ontario, and Quebec City, and 315 other ports along 15 waterways. More than 312,000 people passed through the gate to learn about Lake Champlain's history with canal boats. The Lois McClure served as a waterfront venue during Quebec's quadricentennial celebration in 2008. Tell me 3 types of cargo which these sailing canal boats transported during their historic era on Lake Champlain. Let's see who went to that boat. You hold. We'll see if anybody's got some guesses. Think about it. This is before before land transportation, really. The railroads were coming in shortly. What goods and services had to go from here down to New York City? Or what did we need out of the city to get back here? Couple of?
Fur?
What is it? Fur. Not so much fur. I think we're a little beyond fur, but you want to take another guess? I hear coal. Coal's one.
Butter.
Sugar.
Tobacco?
Tobacco. I didn't hear too much about tobacco.
Whiskey.
Probably whiskey. Lumber. Lumber. Excellent one. Ice.
Dairy.
And here in the Champlain Islands.
Apples.
Here we go. Okay. Let's see how you did. Excellent. What are big 3? Iron ore, grain, barley, sugar, timbers, glassware, coal, apples, and furniture. And I will tell you, to learn more myself, I volunteered. And I would, when they traveled a couple of times, I would get a hotel room so that crew could shift off, take a nap, take a shower. And I would always say, I got the rocks. And they're like, get down there. So in the bottom, the rocks were used as ballast historically. And so people would come down the stairs and go, what are the rocks about? Well, I was only doing it, for a couple days every summer. And I went, okay, I can do this. But Laura had sailed on the vessel as a French interpreter a couple of times. And at one point you found yourself as the only person that was French speaking, right?
Beginner too.
Beginner. So it was a lot of fun. It was a great journey.
Colleen.
Yeah.
Was the iron ore and furniture going north or going south?
It could probably be going either, I bet.
Iron ore south.
Oh, yeah, to New York. I didn't know if it went up to
We
Quebec.
mine iron ore up here.
Yeah, I didn't know if it went up to Quebec City as
On the
well.
New York side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got? Go ahead, that answer. I've lost track. Tina, pick one.
Healthier Lake 300.
Okay. Here we go. Matt Vaughn, LCBP's chief scientist, reviewed findings in our 2004 State of the Lake and Ecosystem Indicators report. Matt noted changing levels of this nutrient throughout all the lake segments. After all these years that New York, Vermont, and Quebec scientists have been monitoring the water quality of Lake Champlain, the Missisquoi Bay section of Lake Champlain finally saw a slight decrease in this nutrient that feeds algae blooms. Name that nutrient that's found in our bodies, many human and animal foods, and the natural environment, including soil.
Phosphorus.
Phosphorus, who said that? Who said it? Okay, Tina, excellent. Okay, you get to pick another one. Here we go.
Creatures great and small. Let's do 300.
Okay. This species may be the fastest swimmer in Lake Champlain. Julie, don't laugh. Fish is fluid. It sometimes overwinters near the Missisquoi Bay Bridge and loves its habitat in Vermont and Quebec. The Vermont Fish and Wildlife Non-Game and Natural Heritage Program, ECHO at the Leahy Center for Lake Champlain, and the Granby Zoo all spotlight this creature to connect audiences to both the importance of protecting sensitive habitat and citizen engagement.
Oh, no.
It's okay, here we go. In conservation practices. Tell me the name of this
The
species.
champ.
Soft shell, spiny soft shell turtle. There we go. There's one guess. So,
Yay.
excellent. Okay. What do you want?
Great and small for 200.
So here we go. Char Mertens, former geology chair at University of Vermont, noted how the St. Lawrence River and Lake Champlain shared a geologic past and still remain linked together as evidenced by the skeletal remains of this large and amazing mammal. What is the name of the geologic process that allowed this salt water animal skeleton, albeit, to be found in freshwater ecosystems later, years later? Glaciation. Glaciation. There we go. What is glaciation? The formation of glaciers. Want to expound on that in case people, no. Hey, want to expound on that or you covered it?
We were covered by about a mile of ice here.
The weight of the glaciers lowered the land to the point where it was below sea level. Salt water.
Excellent, see,
Yeah, and we're still rebounding from that. That was, they left about 10,000 years ago.
yeah, see how much you know. Okay, let's go. Eileen, what do you want?
All right, let me tell you for 300.
Okay, let me tell you. The Vermont and New York US congressional delegation led by Senator Patrick Leahy worked diligently over the past 35 years to pass legislation which led to financial support for projects that improve water quality and ecosystem health within the Lake Champlain watershed. The states in the province of Quebec, municipalities, nonprofits, and others have worked together with LCBP, Lake Champlain Sea Grant, and our other partners across state and provincial boundaries to implement priority projects. That's a long sentence for natural and cultural heritage programs. Please name two or more of the federal financial sources that support implementation of these projects. Two or more. Come on.
EPA, NOAA.
EPA and NOAA. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Brett. These are all of them, or the big hitters. EPA, the Great Lakes Fishery Commission, the National Park Service, NOAA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the International Joint Commission, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and the U.S. Geological Survey. We get an enormous amount of federal support to get these projects done on the ground. Okay. Great, Brett.
Let's do, towards the healthier lakes 400.
Okay. Thinking about outreach materials, which you may have perused here at the Basin Program Office, name the simple zero cost technique, 3 words that homeowners and businesses can do to keep their lawns healthier, build a richer top layer of organic matter, and reduce rain and snow melt and pollution from reaching lake or nearby streams.
Raise the rate.
There we go. See, that means we got it. Okay, excellent. Who did that? Karen, you were silent on that one, but. Very good. Okay, Linda.
Let's go for 500 and towards a healthier lake.
Okay, here we go. Meg Mosley, LCBP's aquatic invasive species queen, and her able colleague, Lauren Jeunesse, have trained Lake Champlain boat launch stewards for many years. Between 2021 and 2023, the stewards surveyed 69,952 boats in 3 years. Watercraft helping owners to identify and remove aquatic invasive species. If Meg and Lauren could develop a 3-word chant to lead a lake rally, tell me what those 3 words would be and do it loudly. Yeah. All right, Madeline, I'll let you pick.
Creatures great and small for 500.
Right. Tim Myhook, Susie Plattsburgh, Lake Champlain Research Institute once told us that this tiny, non-native invasive creature would wreak havoc on anglers' fishing lines and impact the food web of Lake Champlain. While drawing water quality samples aboard the SUNY research vessel, Tim was the first person to identify this creature's infestation in Lake Champlain. Give me your best guess, and here's a little rebus puzzle. Body water. Excellent. Good job, Logan. See, you did it. You did it. Okay, let's see. Anybody not have a chance? You haven't had a chance to pick one. Go ahead. Oh, right here.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know any answers here, so I'll do courageous, great and small, 100.
400. Okay, here we go. Declan McCabe with his fine Irish accent. St. Michael's College connected us with life underwater. He concentrated on creatures in rivers and the lake, which hide among rocks in ankle-deep water. Though Colleen may like to annually drop some quarters in a slot machine in Montreal, this wet coin can help identify good water quality as it is pollution sensitive. Water. See, you got it.
Here's what it looks like in real life.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, little tiny things. Oh, yeah, let's see.
Alright.
Is there any, okay, Is there anyone online who would like to try a question? Okay, we only have 3 left online. Can you see the text coming in?
It looks like, I don't know if I can see the.
Is my
Yeah,
phone?
all right, I'll do it. Something's fishy for 400.
Cool.
Thank you, Chris. Woo-hoo. Ellen Marsden, University of Vermont, once reported to us that this species spawns a few hundred yards just west of here, along the LCT Ferry Breakwater. During her 2024 Love the Lake program, Ellen was a 3-timer for us. Ellen mentioned that something significant and exciting was happening with a native strain of this fish, which now impacts the stocking program. Tell me some details she described.
Aren't they finally spawning?
Excellent. So yes, here we go. And what impact did they have on the stocking program? We've reached that level. So there we go. What is the increase in natural native population of lake trout, resulting in a decreased need for stocked lake trout from the hatchery?
Decrease to, it should be changed to eliminated.
Eliminate, oh, it's all done
Now
now.
stock, hopefully the last lake trout into the lake.
I know where that was. Yeah, if Bridget were here, she could have us hooting about that one. Okay, great. Okay, excellent. Who did that? Who got that?
Me.
Okay, Linda, one more time. This is your last one.
Okay, something fishy,
So
500.
500, here we go. Kevin Kelsey, Vermont Fish and Wildlife, recently described the techniques with which he and his team have experimented to increase the success rate of the Lake Champlain walleye stocking program. This program, operating just up the hill at the Ed Weed Fish Culture Station, is one of the best walleye stocking programs in all of the United States. Tell me which volunteer organization has been a key partner with Vermont Fish and Wildlife to make this stocking program a success. Who are the anglers here?
The Walleye Association?
Yep. Yep. Lake Champlain Walleye Association, there we go. Okay. Let's see. Hey, anyone online want to do the last question?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, Colleen, let me tell you for 500.
That's my big brother. Please tell me, what is the only comment or question that makes Colleen bite her tongue when someone says this during a heated public meeting about Lake Champlain's health or future, and the regulars better know this?
Do you believe in champ?
No, that was a throw up. Do you remember what gets me really angry after you listen to all of these great things that people have done? What is it, Stephanie Martin?
What is, nobody's doing anything to help Lake Champlain.
Right. So you have heard the numbers, you know these partners, you know the federal representation that we have supporting everybody's work on this lake. You know that Lake Champlain Sea Grant came in a few years after the Basin program, and we split work and we do different things, but we're in sync on a lot of messaging. Karen Bates is here from Vermont DEC. She's with us on the Raise the Blade campaign and the Streamwise campaign. So these very strong partnerships are all combining to pull us forward on progress on meeting Lake Champlain's issues. And you could see from that list of fisheries projects alone that it's happening. So that's all we've got. Got anything more, Eric? Also, my 3 little cousins who are now in their mid-20s. Great. Anything else? I want to thank you for coming because it's a change of season. We skipped a few weeks. So it's a different time of year for running Love the Lake. But again, having heard so many times, you're here for the desserts. I think you really built your base level of knowledge, I hope, by interacting with 87 program presenters. So thank you for doing that, and I encourage you to move forward and talk to your neighbors about these issues. If you don't want to go plant trees, don't do it. But elevate the conversation. This lake provides drinking water to 164,000 people. on top of the recreational and economic support that it provides. So thank you for caring, taking out these programs. And I'll finally stop talking at you. All right.
Thank you, Colleen.
Well,